That's the opening theme.
Yeah, I know.
I can't do the. I can hum, right? You can't get sued for humming, right?
No, you can't get sued for humming.
I don't know, man. This is a sue kind of company.
No,
I mean, sue kind of country.
There's no copyright infringement on humming.
Let's not say it too loud before they start one.
I've never seen somebody get DMCA'd for beatboxing.
That's my robot voice.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider. I am joined by Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
I am infinitely confused about how awesome I am. The levels keep going up. I thought I hit a pinnacle, and then it gets a new level every time.
Gotta keep pushing.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's what the song says.
Which song?
It says push it real good.
Oh, I thought you were talking about push it to the limit.
I do like that one too.
I got a lot of songs about pushing it, but we're not here to talk about music. We're here to talk about all things super. And if you're not initiated to the show, first of all, welcome. We're glad to have you here. But every week we take a piece of superpower TV, movies, trailers, we react to it, we watch it, we break it down, we review it, and we ask the question, is it super?
Is it?
Is it?
Is it? It's probably not. If it's, but then again, it probably is.
Well, we don't know.
We'll have to
find out. But if you like that, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you can be notified when there are new episodes that go out. If you want the audio version, you can find us on your audio podcast streaming services. And if you want to join in on the conversation, you can tweet at us at ATSuperPod.
Whew. Man, I get tired when you say it. I don't know how you're able to do it. It's like your vocal cords doing steroids.
It's all muscle memory.
Oh, okay.
But this episode, we are going to discuss episode 4 of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
Dragons. Had something in my throat.
Oh,
I'm just joking. No, man. No. Oh my God. You bring more emphasis to it when you hit the pause button. Don't just
listen.
Wow.
Dragons.
Are we that society?
Dragons.
we gotta clarify ourselves all the time.
No, we don't.
Okay.
It's just funny.
Okay. I like it. That might be taken out of context too.
You know what? Everything gets taken out of context at some point.
They're so sensitive. It's okay.
I mean,
this was a sensitive episode of House of Dragons.
This was an episode for sure.
So, because it's one of those episodes that we can't really get into it without spoiling it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is your official spoiler warning. You have been warned right now. If you're not watching House of Dragons, HBO, Game of Thrones, go see that thing. Because there's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. Again, this is just good conversation. We only offering our opinion. If you stick around after this point, you must like us more than the show. Thank you. And for that, let's get into the juice. Spider. Damon came back. What's up with that? We just was talking about that. Damon's coming back, and what was he going to take the throne? Was it because he was all out ready for war?
Right.
And he came back and embraced his brother.
Right. That's why I said, Damon is a calculated person. He's not going to come in. He's not going to just try to take everything about force because he knows that that's not the way to win the people. He has a plan. He has a plan, and he's doing everything that he can to enact that plan. Right. They out here playing checkers. Damon's playing chess, playing 3D chess, playing wizard's chess.
Oh my! The chess levels keep rising. 3D with its chess. Oh my God! We're in multiverse now, baby. Look at the ATS thing to do this. Okay, that's crazy. There's so much backstabbing and mind manipulation and espionage.
There's a lot of as much espionage and as much manipulation as there is going on in this episode. We also have the same amount of divulgence. People are actually figuring it out. It's not like we're going through the entire season before these master plans are being unearthed. They're figuring it out, and then they're calling them on it. It was like, I know
immediately. We don't have 2 seasons more going on. You're so desperate to get on the throne that you go, I've been discovered. What is going on?
Exactly.
Who told you? Like, don't worry about it, man. When he walked up to Otto and took his spin off. I know all your plans is just all your schemes, and it's just. But honestly, he was caught in a situation. What was he to do? I mean,
right.
If word got out about what happened, there were people that saw her in the brothel.
Right.
There were people that saw him in the brothel. There were people that saw them embrace in the brothel.
But here's the thing.
She was bottoms down.
But here's the thing. If Otto would not have had her followed and it came out.
Was she followed?
Well, not
or
followed,
was that
but
little boy just stationed there? He seen the princess and saw the uncle moments earlier.
Yeah, well, not necessarily that she was followed, but had Otto not had spies looking, just watching everything, because I'm pretty sure not only was he, it's not just spies for Rhaenyra. I'm pretty sure he had spies because Damon's gold cloaks or whatever they're called, they go run through the city. I'm pretty sure that he got spies for that too. So just whatever's going on, yeah, you're the hand, you're the hand to the crown. So you have to know what's going on in the city, so you can make sure that the king is kept aware of all the stuff that's going on. So if he needs to enact anything, then yes, you have to be cognizant of the things that are going on in the city. And yeah, like you said, had somebody found out that wasn't Otto, and then it ends up getting back to the king, then the first thing he's going to say is, well, did you know about this? And if you didn't know about this, how did you not know about
Captain
this?
America and Iron Man all over again. See that? See that? Otto was in a hard place. It's like, what do you do? Like, do I tell him? I can't. I have to tell him if anyone else tells him before me. Like you said, it's like I'm not on my game. Right. And I know he was really caught in a hard place. And for it to not go his way, whoo, it could have went worse. This is Thrones, baby. You could have got beheaded. You could have got locked in the brink. You're lucky he just kind of fired you. He was doing he was doing Donald Trump stuff back then. He was like, you're fired. But you could have got guillotined. You could have got banished. You could have got thrown in the river. Like all these things were acceptable because the king says it is what it is.
Right. Because Rhaenyra told Alicent, she said, telling these lies, this type of speculation is treason. Calling my virtue into question is treason. Normally when the word treason is thrown around, that's punishable by death.
What? You guys about to die. So, take the win, Otto. Just take the win. I'll just go, you got a grandson out of there, and your daughter's with the king. So, she's a queen now. You did this job as a dad. A no good one, but hey, If him and your daughter was an art, you at the top of the crowd,
Are
baby.
you so eager to have your blood upon the throne that you mean to ruin my own?
He came for him with them words and killed him. It was like, oh, Otto, oh, I can't believe you discovered me in your grace. No, why would you say such a thing? And man, there's a lot going on in this show, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Listen, Damon came back. What's up with this haircut?
I don't know. And see, and we talked last episode or last review for the House of the Dragon. We talked about these time jumps, and we were wondering, how much time, because we know they're going to be time jumps, because we know at some point we're going to get adult Rhaenyra, we're going to get adult Alicent. So, between episodes, how much time are we skipping? And I think that we skipped a year ahead because somebody said that Aegon is 3 now.
Years.
Well, they say Aegon is 3 now. And the last episode, he was 2. So now he's 3. But Damon's...
Well, I don't know how math works. I'm just saying I heard what I heard.
What Damon said is that he hadn't seen Rhaenyra in 4 years. Because, like after episode 1, that's when he was banished from King's Landing.
He got banished again. He got banished again. He is like... I got banished. Like shit don't even hurt.
Right. I go back home.
He on that vanishing shit again, Right. I guess I gotta go to my kingdom. But it was so interesting. He came with land, king of the narrow sea, and turned around and gave it to his brother.
Right.
Long game. And the king is still sick. Oh my God, he's sickly.
Yeah, he is not long for this world.
Doing well.
He has 1 or 2 more episodes at best before he's done for.
Do you think he makes it to the end of the season? Do we see season 2 with the king?
No, absolutely.
See, that's so messed up. See, I want the king to make it at least to season 2.5.
No, he's not.
There's a lot more.
He's not. He is absolutely not making it to season 2.
He's not. Why you wishing death upon the king?
I'm not wishing death upon him. Dude's got swords all over his body. He's missing right? 2 fingers. He's falling apart.
He lost his fingers from the rot. They rotted. They had to be amputated.
The man is falling apart. The man is falling apart. There is no modern medicine back in this day, so there's no cure for what he has. So he's just slowly deteriorating.
He could see the witches. The witches has a cure.
I think if he would have been able to see the witches and they would have cured him, he would have done that a long time ago. We're talking years at this point. I know you guys are probably saying witches. He had that sore from the Iron Throne. What, the first episode?
He's been walking pus back ever since.
Yeah, and so this is 3.5 years at this point.
I just want the man to live.
He's not gonna live. Die. He is not gonna live.
This is horrible.
You told me in episode 1 when we did our review. You told me Game of Thrones logic. Don't get attached to anybody, because anybody that you think you get attached to, they can die at any moment. So I'm not looking for nobody to survive.
You're so right. I did say that. Now I feel like, I fell for it. The king is such a good man. You wait and see. You'll be yearning for a king of peace. War is coming, and it's going to get massacred all over these realms.
One thing I do appreciate about Viserys is that no matter what, Rhaenyra is stressing this man out. He is dealing with a 17-year-old, she's probably 18 at this point, 18-year-old daughter, giving him the blues. He's like, I'm just trying to find you a husband, trying to unite kingdoms, trying to make sure that, I've already named you the heir, which is going against the tradition of everything that has happened in our past lineage. So I'm already dealing with that headache. Now I'm just trying to find you a husband, trying to, betroth you to somebody to make sure that our kingdom stands strong. We can, bolster up another kingdom, and you're like fighting me at every turn. But still, at the end of the day, anybody else that comes to our house and tries to badmouth my daughter, he takes her side. He's quick to take her side. He even said, like we talked about last episode, that he had a brief moment where he faltered. It was like, well, maybe I should name Aegon the heir because he is a boy. And he was like, no, that's not right. I already named Rhaenyra the heir. Rhaenyra is going to be the queen. And he stuck with that. He is not faulted on that. As much as she pisses him off, he still stick with her. And I appreciate that. Viserys is a man of his word. He is a good king.
Right. And there is not many people that's going to be a man of their word on this show. We're going to remember this king. I'm telling you, you're going to yearn for the time of peace. Dragons will blow hot fire, and you'll see more of it throughout this series. What I want to ask you this, Ryder, is earlier I said there was witches, and you said that if there was witches that he will go see the witches.
But no, that's not what I said. I said if the witches could cure him, he would have gotten cured a long time ago.
So are we calling the children of the forest witches, or they're just
nothing
village?
About children of the forest. If they didn't show children of the forest in this series, I don't know nothing about them. I can't answer that question.
Okay. That's old reference. That's old Game of Thrones reference. That's okay. Still, this is a show that's super. Let's go. I just already put it out there. Let's go. It's Thrones, baby. We already talked about this. Listen, we here for the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about it, leave your favorite parts in the comments right there at the bottom, because we're open to have the conversation. That's what we should do. That's what I'm thinking.
Listen, the show is super, absolutely, without a doubt. This episode, however, was uncomfortable. This episode was uncomfortable, intentionally so. I was trying to sip my tea.
Mind my business. This Thrones, baby.
It was written intentionally to be uncomfortable, but man, it went there. It went there, and I understand it's a Game of Thrones property, and that's what they do. But
there's no way you can get away with that.
You just wish that they wouldn't.
I think Thrones is known for pushing that envelope and giving you those uncomfortable conversation pieces. Because if nothing else, they have history on their side. There's a very true depiction of what happened in those royal lineages.
Right.
You can't be mad at the truth. They're just showing it in the most artistic way they can.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
True.
He didn't do it. But clearly, when she got into it, he realized that he may have been doing the wrong thing.
But that he realized
double down on it later on and ask her for her hand in marriage,
right?
That made me think, like, was it a moral thing or
no? I don't think it was a moral thing. I think that what happened was what I think what happened was that in the moment when he saw that Rhaenyra wanted it, because she didn't shy away from it, she didn't get repulsed by it or anything like that, he lost the upper hand, because it's not, now I'm not manipulating you into thinking, I don't have that manipulation over you. I can't, force you to go along with my plan. So now that I don't have that, control, because this is something that you want to, this part of my plan is ruined. I got to figure out something else. And so that's why he left.
The scheming don't stop. This is Thrones, baby. You know what it is. You already know what it is. You lose your job, you lose your neck. Protect your neck, Wu-Tang. I'm just saying.
But no, it's the parallels, and they've been doing this in the entire season so far. The parallels, because Damon tells Rhaenyra that they were in the brothel. This was a place where people can take what they want. This is where people can enjoy the pleasures. You know, he said marriage is one thing. Marriage is political. Marriage is, you know, a business transaction, whereas, you know, just sex for the pleasure of it, this is something that is enjoyable by a man, you know, between both parties, a man and a woman. And then so we see that parallel when Rhaenyra goes back to her room and Sir Kristen is there. First of all, he's shocked as hell. He's like, how the hell you got by me? He's like, what the hell you been? But so we see
Witches.
Wishes. So we see Sir Kristen and Rhaenyra end up having sex, but we also see the king and Alicent having sex. And we see that
after Rhaenyra made that comment earlier about being somebody's queen and just laying on your back and having heirs.
Yeah, being locked up and plumbing out heirs. Yeah, because I mean, that's really all she's been doing.
We're seeing the queen side too, because she is lonely. She's went from having a best friend to having really no one,
right?
Because everyone is always going to say yes to the queen,
right?
Damn, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, but just being able to, and now it's like it's so entangled because now Sir Kristen, he basically, you know, he's forsaken his oath, you know, because he's not supposed to sleep with the princess. He's sworn to protect her. You know, that's his duty.
I mean, come on, man.
I mean, we knew it was going to happen. Everybody knew it was going to happen.
That's like if Rihanna was, and you were Kevin Costner, well, not that combination, but if you were the bodyguard and it was Whitney Houston, or if you was, A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, if A$AP Rocky was security. Listen, man, I'm all over the place, but you know what I'm saying. Well, no, he'll never be security. Well, I hope so.
He's never going to be security.
Hey, man, if somebody trying to do Rihanna something, A$AP Rocky might knock you on your ass. I can tell you that. Don't test it. Don't test them. That's all I'm saying.
Different circumstances, but
he's not supposed to sleep with the princess. I got what you're saying, yeah. But hey, how about this? How about the longest armor takeoff scene ever?
I mean,
I was like, oh my god,
But you think about it, how many layers that the dude is wearing. It's not something you could just easily unzip and get out of.
I know. I thought about Iron Man immediately. It's like Tony Stark is smart as hell.
He's like,
look, there's a lot of stuff to put on.
I'm going to automate all of this. Hit one button, I'm going to just step out.
To think about it, I was thinking she wasn't even going to be in the mood once she get naked. It's like she gonna be sobered up. The sun gonna be out. He's just gonna be taking his chest plate off. It's a lot of armor.
It is a lot of armor, but
I think they wanted to emphasize how much armor it was.
And because I think what it was is that it's like you really in that situation, Sir Kristen really had to commit. Because we saw when he took his cape off, the white cape, which I believe is like a symbol of like his chastity or whatever, just like not being in a relationship or anything like that. And because she took it off and then he took it from her and was kind of looking at it as like, do I really want to go down this road? It's like, is this something that I really want to do? And having, each piece being taken off of individual, it's like, it's just that much more time for him to think about what it is that he's doing and it's contemplated. And it's like, you could stop at any time. But if you were going to go down this road, then you have to make sure that you're prepared for the problems that are going to come, from it, because it's going to catch up to him. I don't know when, but it's going to catch up to him. Also,
who's going to tell? Nobody knows.
But it's not about who's going to tell. It's about what's going to happen. Because we see at the end of the episode, the I forget what they're called, but the doctor guy, he brings in this air quotes tea, which is basically like the morning
Yeah,
after pill.
because they think it was from Damon.
Right, but so still, you think if Sir Kristen got her pregnant, and the baby, because you think if it was from Damon, that baby's coming out with silver, gold, blonde hair or whatever, because that's straight up Targaryen blood through and through. Baby comes out with brunette hair. That's not Damon's baby.
So, what are we saying? So we're saying that he is going to be the next heir to the throne.
I'm not saying that because I think that that's going to cause a lot of conflict because.
Oh, this is Thrones, baby. You know what it is.
I know there's going to be conflict. There's going to be conflict regardless, but I feel like, going into the story, that'll be like the crux. Like after the king is gone, if Rhaenyra is able to maintain her, title, she's now the queen, depending on, that's why I would say, depending on how long the king has left. All right. So how long the king has left, Rhaenyra could be pregnant, and which will be a problem because like they said, nobody will want to, be married to her because she's supposed to be a maiden. She's supposed to be pure, unsullied, all this other kind of stuff. So is she going to be a single mother as a queen? It's like,
oh, no.
Because
she got a dragon, dude. Dude, she has a dragon. I mean, come on, man. Back in them days,
I'm not saying
like,
what does the dragon have to do with it? I'm just saying that she's not going to have a husband because no one is going to want to be married to her because she's had a baby out of wedlock.
I think if she wanted to have a husband, she could find one with that baby. And by the way, she got a dragon. So if you say no, just know that you might not make it home.
I don't think the dragon has anything to do with it.
Yeah, when she said Jakartas, you better watch where you stand. I can't say it, how they say it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jakartas. Whatever she said to make the dragon. That's what I didn't say.
Okay. But no, we see that she's, because of course she didn't lie because she said that she didn't have sex with Damon, which is the truth. They did not have sex.
That is the truth. They did not.
She didn't tell everything that happened.
Well, she don't really fuck with her.
Right. But she also, because Allison asked her, she said that nothing happened. Her dad, didn't ask her per se, but he said, it's not about if you did anything. It's about perception. If people hear that you were seen in a brothel with Damon, they're going to talk. Your perception is sullied at that point. So you need to make better decisions about what it is that you're going to do. And so he said that you are to marry, and what's Corliss's son name? Laenor. He said, you're going to marry Laenor. You're going to merge House Targaryen, House Valerian, and our house is going to be strong. We're going to have the land. We're going to have the sea. We're going to be powerful. We'll be respected. And she didn't argue. She said, I'm going to marry Laenor. You're not going to, this is for the realm. This is for the kingdom. This is what's best. And so, and I just think now that we've gotten her to agree to actually marry somebody, because in the last episode, she was basically against, and even at the beginning of this episode, she was against, everybody that came to vie for her hand. Also, I want to get into that first little bit because the first thing Rhaenyra is being courted, well, not courted, but being propositioned by an old guy, and she's like, "This man is older than my father." You're like, "He has no business coming here asking for my hand in marriage." And then the next person that comes up is this little kid, and he had to be all of 10 or 11, but he's trying to do what's right for his kingdom. He's like, and he even said, he was like, "If you were to choose me, I would make sure that you're protected, and if anybody steps to you, I'm gonna deal with it." And everybody, this dude on his side trying to clown him. He's like, "Oh, what you gonna do?" Like, it just basically is trying to clown the little kid. Kid pulls the sword out. He's like, "You want to talk shit? Bring it. Bring it." That little kid fucked him up.
The victor. Finish him. he cut this dude was on the ground bleeding like that's not gonna heal well.
No,
and he's like, the kid was like throwing up. It's like, oh my God. But don't doubt him. They can cutthroat back there, man.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you. You don't do these other things in my kingdom. Letting y'all know early. Hey, this is something that I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this show. And I'm thinking about another show that's similar to this show. Netflix Disjointed. Is that the one? There's another. Hold on. I'm about to do some research live on the show right now. I'm about to do, y'all can't see it. I'm about to do this. Charlamagne taught me this.
Taught you how to do what, though?
While the show's going on, you do the research so you can see right there in real time. You get the answers. That's the burning questions everyone wants to know.
Okay. So what's the question that we're looking for the answer to?
I need the name of the show that I'm referring to.
Who's in the show?
It's an animated show.
And I have no idea.
Oh,
you're talking about Disenchanted? No, is it Disenchanted?
That's the one. Yep, Disenchanted. Yep, perfect. See that? You see me?
Disenchantment.
You better than Google. Yeah, so the same thing's going on in that show. You got a grumpy king trying to father his daughter, and she's rebelling against the crown. Very similar shows. Ryan Erie, I need you to do your thing with the shows.
I think they may diverge on some key points in between the animated show.
Well, yeah, the animated show's not doing like the bloody stuff, but there is a demon which could be substitute for a dragon because it has, I think alcoholism problems or something, and an elf that's super sweet because they're made out of sugar. Good show. You should watch it, but a lot of similar.
Like House of the Dragon. Beyond the daughter being defiant to the king, I think that's where the similarities stop.
And she has blonde hair.
Okay, well there you go.
There you go. See that? She's defiant to the king. She wants to do her own thing, and she has a demon instead of a dragon.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's all I was saying. Similarities. It reminded me of that. But this is different. This is Thrones, baby. You know what it is. People die on thrones. And apparently the king doesn't have long to go. That's what Spider said. I didn't say it, king. You need to go ahead and keep being the king that you is and keeping this peace. Damon out there fighting crab people and, stabbing folks, cutting his hair off with some weird hair choice. His choice. His head, his choice. But I'm just saying, what happened to your hair, dude? It's like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Maybe he had too much blood and crap guts in it. He couldn't get it out, so he had to chop it off. You know what? Like when you get gum in your hair and you can't get it out, and you got to cut it off.
This is where we plug keeps. No, just playing.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, I really don't think that Viserys is gonna last. I mean, we got 10 episodes. Next week is episode 5. I feel like that's a good.
I think he can make it to season. Don't kill it. Why are you killing the king, man?
Because he has to.
You've been killing the king since season 1.
Are you gonna go through the entire season where we have all of this conflict about who is going to be the next king who is going to get the crown after the king dies. You cannot go throughout the entire season and then not have the king die and we not see who's going to be the king. Who's going to be the next ruler.
Jumps. There's a lot of time jumps in this show. We might come back next week. He may be dead already.
No, he's gonna die on screen. He's gonna absolutely die on screen, and it's going to throw the entire realm into a frenzy. Because even though he has already said that Rhaenyra is the heir to the throne, everybody else wants Aegon to be the next king, and all the rest of his council.
Aegon don't want it.
Aegon is 3 years old. Aegon don't know. What do you want? Aegon want some milk and a nap. That's what Aegon wants.
Well, would it be crazy enough for them to really listen to a child as king because of tradition versus somebody who's more incapable of being a great queen?
I feel like that's probably what they would do. I feel like they're so opposed of a woman being queen or a woman being the ruler of the realm that they would rather listen to a 5-year-old than listen to a woman.
The king says nap time.
That's exactly
time for naps. Juice. Bring this juice time. It's just crazy. Where war? What does the king say? He's crying. We should cry.
And so what I'm wondering is if Viserys dies, does Otto weasel his way back into being the hand? If the people want Aegon to be king, and if depending on what happens between episode 4 and episode 5, because as of right now, because Viserys talked to Otto in private because he said he wanted to speak to him before the council came into the room. So as of right now, Viserys and Otto are the only ones that know that Otto got fired.
This is true.
Depending on what happens in the next episode, does Otto slink his way back? And honestly, I thought because
you seen on the post-credit scene?
Yeah. But before the post-credit scene, before the episode had ended, because Viserys had said 5 days. It was 5 days before, 5 days after because what was it? His father died. Because his father was the hand to the king, Balon. Right. And so it was 5 days after Balon died before Otto was named the hand. Right. And so Viserys is basically saying, it only took you 5 days to jump into the seat. And Otto was like, I didn't see it that way. I saw it as me performing, my civic duty. I was, performing my responsibilities as being a hand to the king. And the way that Viserys has portrayed this as like, you've been fighting for this, like you've been fighting to have some part, like you're not of royal lineage, so there's no way that you would be heir to the throne, but you want to have some part of it, and you've been working for however long to try to be able to get in as best as you could, to where now
Oh, your grace. No, your grace.
Pretty much what he was saying. But where now you've pushed your daughter, up to the king. Now they're married. Now your daughter is having the king's children. She bore him a son who could potentially be the heir to the throne, which he knows that Otto was trying to push. He knows that Otto was trying to push for Aegon to be the heir to the throne. And so he's now finally seeing all of that. And
well, shit, it only took a couple of years, right?
Right.
3-4 years.
And so you have to wonder, depending on when Viserys dies, will Otto, because it is basically going to be Otto, Daemon, Rhaenyra. Those are going to be the three.
That's what the stage plays say.
Is basically they're fighting for a place upon the throne. Because if Viserys didn't have any kids at all, the heir will be Daemon. Daemon will be the heir apparent. He will have his rightful place on the throne after Viserys dies. You know, Rhaenyra is the firstborn, so technically she should be the heir because she's the firstborn. It should go to the firstborn, but because of tradition, it goes to the firstborn male, and that is Aegon, who happens to be Otto's grandson. So if you're keeping up with all of this stuff that's going on, that is your top three right there. Those are the ones who are fighting for this.
These are the ones to watch.
They're fighting for that title. They're fighting for that.
But
place.
Don't get it twisted. Anybody can come through and wipe everybody out and take over, because the throne gets passed down from house to house. By the time we get into like Game of Thrones, the Baratheons are sitting on the throne. Robert Baratheon was the king on the throne when we start Throne. So again,
but you're jumping all the way in the future, though.
Well, I jump multiverses and timelines all the time. It's what
you gotta stay in the here and now. We're talking about the Targaryens.
Well, here's what I want to tell you: don't sit on the throne. And here's something else. Here's something else that we learned. Don't be the messenger. The messenger gets key. Listen, this is not the time you want to be the messenger, because poor Otto had to deliver that message to the king, and it all went downhill from there. Don't be the messenger. You don't want to have that job. Be a blacksmith.
He relayed a message and got fired because of it.
Hey, man, didn't the other guy that talked to Daemon on the one episode ago told Daemon what the king said, and Daemon kicked his ass too?
He didn't even tell him. He just gave him a sheet of paper.
Don't do it. Send somebody else to. That's what it is.
Be the messenger's messenger.
Did a message? Hey, man, I need you to go run this message to such and such. Let me know what he say.
No, so I just don't deliver a message to a Targaryen. I think that's the moral of the story right there. You deliver a message to a Targaryen, you're not gonna make it out. They are known
for going mad. They are known for going mad, and I just want everybody to know that. House of Dragons, baby. You know what it is. It's Thrones.
Like I said, the show is super. The episode. I'm not saying that the episode wasn't super, but the episode definitely, like Mr. VIP Frankie Washington say, these Game of Thrones properties, they know how to push boundaries. They know how to toe that line of what's, just straight up downright inappropriate, and they know how to.
Hey, it's Thrones, baby. It's Thrones. Yeah. Listen, it's just because it didn't happen, don't mean it won't happen. It may still happen. This is Thrones, baby. This is one of the things that keeps us right there on the edge of our seats, because it's like you're thinking that no way they're going to do that. Oh, my God, they did it. Oh, my God. And then the story's better for it. It's like every time you see a character, you're like, you nasty. You're nasty, and you're nasty. And, okay, you're trying to redeem yourself. I rock you nasty for what you did, though. Remember, you did that. But you all right now because you saved some children. But you're nasty. But either way it goes, the storyline takes you on that journey. And it's Thrones, baby. I'm not saying she won't get it. She might still get it from her uncle. You're going to have to live with it. It's Thrones. It's gross, but it's Thrones. We can't make any, hey, when you turn HBO on and you seen Thrones, you heard about it, now you're watching it. All these are facts.
Yeah, they are facts. But let us know in the comments what you thought about episode 4 of House of the Dragons. Let us know where you think this show is going to go. Do you think Viserys is going to make it? Mr. VIP Frankie Washington say he thinks that Viserys is going to make it through the end of the season.
Let the king live. There's so many kings dying. We had the king in it. Hey, man. It's hard to be a king. Let me call T.I. Make sure you're all right, man. These kings got to be all right out here, man.
But leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought about the show. Let us know what you thought about this show. But remember, if you like the video, go ahead, click on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes come out. If you want the audio version, you can find us on your major podcast streaming platforms. And if you want to join in on the conversation, you can tweet at us at ATSuperPod.
I feel like I need a nap after you say that, man.
But we got another episode down. We're 4 down. We got 6 more to go. So we still got a long way to go. There's a lot can happen. We see, like we said, there are these time jumps. So there's a lot can happen. We could be.
Go ahead.
I was about to say by the end of the series, we could be 100 years down the line. We don't know.
Well, do you think I could buy a used dragon? Like,
used dragon?
Yeah, like a previously owned dragon.
What do you consider to be a certified pre-owned dragon?
If somebody owned it before I owned it, that's usually how that works.
Can you buy one?
Yeah, listen, I think they had a couple of dragons for sale.
If you can find a dragon retailer, then yes, I'm sure you can buy a certified pre-owned model.
I'm just saying I want to start a barbecue line, so I think them dragons go come in handy.
We didn't really get a lot of dragons. We got one dragon scene where Daemon flew in to King's Landing, and that was it. It was the only dragon scene we got.
There's dragons in the show.
Yeah, there's dragons in the show. We just didn't get a lot of them.
They didn't say how many dragons was going to be in the show. It's a required one dragon minimum.
Obligatory 3-second dragon shot. And that was it.
Hey, man, don't overstay your welcome. That makes you want more dragon later on. We need more cowbell. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for everybody for joining us. We'll see you in the next episode.